Stints, and just was able to pick a few guys off here and there.
I know how disappointed you were yesterday. You wanted to show people what Spencer Pickett's made of. You did it here today. Were you sure that when you got rolling, the car was going to be good? Could you feel it from the beginning?
That was a bold call just after fuel strategy had burned you just last week.
It was actually. We had a difficult weekend on the last couple of weeks, but this weekend it's really paid off, and we carefully calculated. Of course, everyone does it, but I think the strategy worked really extremely well. Obviously, the car worked well, and pit stop was fantastic. Look at these guys again. Beautiful, beautiful.
Ryan Hunter-Reay was closing in on you those last few laps. Were you looking at him in your mirrors?
Yeah, I was, of course, and I knew he had over 100 times of the push-to-pass, so at 60 or 50 counting down, and I knew he's coming, but I was kept on the really cool, and Ryan really raced fair, Peter in and out. We raced in time race together, but brilliant.
To win, and all day long I really tried hard, really tried.
Pit communication, you said, may have cost you the win?
Yeah, it was. We gave it away today. We were the only car that saved the fuel, that didn't stop it early and skip that other stop under yellow. So we saved the most fuel today. We had the car to beat, had the car to win. Had a nil time yellow there with Zach spinning off. And, it is what it is. But then at the end, when Takuma was coming out of pit lane, we had a miscommunication on a local yellow, and they told me to go to wheel 8 because we were so desperate to save fuel. Went to wheel 8 from the pit lane. They told me that, and then Takuma was out. Well, it didn't go yellow until out of 7, and I even almost passed him in wheel 8. Pressuring him. Missed opportunity. It is what it is. Pretty bummed with second today, but 28 DHL Honda team did a great job. It's great to get Auto Nation, everybody, Butterball back on the podium. But today was one of those that's really going to sting. It was a win, and I thought today was the day we were gonna have our second win of the season, but. Save the fuel, didn't get paid off for it. Unfortunate, but we'll move on to Sonoma.
Yeah, you've been quite emotional for obvious reasons since Pocono. You shared a lot of your insight over these last couple races. Did you feel like this was an opportunity for you then to kind of cash in and rebound from what's been a tough couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's been a tough couple of weeks for many reasons. But really, I've got the best job in the world. I'm healthy, and I'm driving beautiful Indy cars, race cars for a living, and life's good that way. So got a wife, 3 beautiful kids, and our thoughts are with Robbie. We're just waiting on news every day. He's one of our brothers, and he's still on his back fighting, but he's going to fight like crazy. So we're with him, and just can't wait to see him.
At the beginning of this race, when you're caught up in this melee, we're going to let you watch for the first time. What are you thinking your chances for any kind of success is today?
Well, I thought it was pretty bad. I couldn't see anything. Once I got off in the dirt, it was just, dust everywhere. And then I kept getting hit, and I'm like, oh, God, this is not going to be good. Surely the car's going to be in a bit of trouble. But kind of the dust cleared, sort of car was still running, selective reverse, had enough room to back out. And then once the truck moved, I was able to pull away. I think the suspension was a bit bent. The car didn't drive like it, it felt like it should. But huge day for the team. This feels like a win for us in these circumstances. Lucky to keep the car going. Then we had a drive-through penalty with speeding on pit lane, which it must have been a technical glitch because I definitely turned it off after. It was nothing that I did. So we'll have to look into that for sure. But man, crazy.
And at one point, it's points as they run. When Rossi was leading and you were 20th or 21st, you were about 40 back. You actually gained points from 26 to 29 up. Is this your year?
I don't know. Well, obviously, going into Sonoma, 30 points or 29 or whatever it is not not a huge amount. We'll have to see how it affected the 12 car as well. But just, really happy for the team. That these guys and girls have worked so hard. Just stoked for them. Super happy for Sato. It's good to see him get a lucky break there. He did a hell of a job on fuel mileage, so congrats to him.
Well, at one point, Alexander Rossi was in position to take over the championship lead by a pretty wide margin. Scott Dixon recovers, and then you get caught up by the yellow.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, we had a really fast car. The Napa Auto Parts Andretti Honda was really quick out front, and we built a 7-second gap, and our tire strategy was going to plan, and everything was good. And then the yellow came, so it hurts a lot, and hopefully it's not something that costs us a championship, but you just got to rebound and move on from it and know that it's something that's out of your control, and just refocus and go attack again in Sonoma.
We talked before the race about not worrying about when the yellow would come, and you're just going to run your race. You haven't gone over data or gone over the video yet, but in hindsight, do you think, is there anything we could have done?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much further we went in a stint than everyone else. We were just going to the tires, and we knew that the Firestone Reds were definitely the tire to be on, so we were trying to extend that as long as possible because that's where the pace was. But in the end, it just wasn't meant to be. So, yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, Scott, I don't think was fast. He had to drive through and still comes out in front of us. So it's one of those things.